A sheriff has to keep a really bad criminal from crossing the Mexican border.
Hey guys, Kenny here. Stay cool and relax to the movies.
The Last Stand. This is supposed to be Arnold Schwarzenegger's big comeback, but a lot of people think that his big comeback was in The Expendables 2 last year. In this film, he plays the sheriff in Mexico. I think it's in Mexico, yeah. He's a really not good sheriff, a small town sheriff, and it's in a small town, and nothing really big has happened. It's all ordinary people until he gets a call from what's his name? Forrest Whitaker's character, I forget his name. He lets him know that this really evil criminal has escaped prison and is wanting to cross the border into their territory. And that's basically what the whole story is about. There's nothing much else more to it. First off, what I liked, I really liked Arnold Schwarzenegger in this film. I think this is probably some of his better acting, in my opinion, since I liked his acting better in this a lot more than Terminator 3, so I think this is probably my favorite acting by him since The Sixth Day. That is another really underrated film that starring Schwarzenegger, and I really remember enjoying that one. Forrest Whitaker, he's not in this very much, but I liked seeing him in this very much. He was very straightforward in trying to keep this criminal from crossing the border, and no matter what he was trying to do, the criminal, that guy, I forget his name, but he kept thwarting every obstacle and plan that they had. So it was like no matter what he did, it wasn't ever working. And the guy who was playing the criminal, I forget his name, sadly. I really enjoyed his character. He was trying to cross the border, and in doing so, he's driving this really souped up, I don't know about souped up, but extremely fast car. I think it's like it's one of those really fast racing cars. I don't know if it's a Camaro, but it's a Chevy car, and boy, he guns that car. And I really liked a lot of the sequences involving that car, most in particular the one at night where it involves a helicopter trying to search for the car. That was an incredible one. And then all the other times when the cops were trying to stop that car, and no matter what they did, it wasn't working. And what else? Luis Guzman is in this, and I really liked him in this very much. Is like a deputy, a sidekick to Schwarzenegger's character. And although he was the comedic part in the film, there are moments when he really showed some really good dramatic acting. I really liked how he put some really good emotion into his part. And then Johnny Knoxville, he's really the comic relief in the film, but he ended up being an extremely useful part in the story later on in the film. And then there's this other guy, I can't remember if he's Mexican, but he was locked up in the jail for most of the film, and then he's out, and then he helps the sheriff and the rest try and save the town. And there's this girl who's the police officer who's like a sidekick. She was also in the movie Thor. I don't know if anyone else pointed that out yet, but I remembered her and recognized her very well. And she really put in a great performance in this film, in my opinion. She was more the emotional anchor in the film, in my opinion, and she put in some really great scenes in this, and I think she put in a great performance. There's this other sidekick or little deputy who's, I forget his name, but he's kind of a goof at first. He's not really doing what he should be doing. And then somewhere in the middle of the film, something happens to him. And through the first part of the film, we really get to feel connected to him because he's well-meaning, even though he kind of messes up a lot, makes mistakes. At the middle of the film, I think it is, we really start feeling sad for him and the rest of the sheriff's people that are working with him. And that's basically it. All I have to say about this film. Anything I didn't like? Sometimes the comedy was a little too corny and it didn't really work. But other times it was perfect. Like Schwarzenegger's character, the sheriff, he goes into this diner, try to get everyone out. And if any of you have seen the film, you know what that scene is. He keeps telling them over and over to get out, but I won't go any more into that. What else? I know sometimes Schwarzenegger's acting may be a little off, but what can you expect from being 10 years out of acting and starring roles? So I think he did a fine job in this film. And I know people aren't used to his accent, but he's Austrian. So what can you expect from that? He does what he can. And I think he is getting, I think throughout the years he has really gotten better with his English. From the 80s, more particular, that's when his Austrian accent was really at its heaviest. And then, like somewhere, let's see, probably around Predator was when it really started getting better and we were able to start understanding him more. And let's see, another action sequence I really loved was Schwarzenegger in this red car racing the bad guy in the other car, and they're driving through this cornfield with the wheat field hitting the windshields of the corn. That was a great one. And that's about it. I can't think of anything really bad about it. So I really don't understand why it had to really bomb in the box office at 9th or 10th place. I don't really see why it had to do that. At least 2nd or 3rd place would have been more ideal for this film, but this was a huge bomb for Schwarzenegger's supposed big comeback, big return. So I really hope this doesn't stop his career. I hope this isn't the last film in his career. I know there's more planned, but I hope this doesn't stop it and his career in its tracks. So yeah, I really think this deserved more recognition and earned more revenue. So that's all I have to say. So I give this about a 3.5 out of 5 stars. So stay cool and we'll out to the movies. Bye.